24-hour wildest dad day. We fly out of Atlanta that morning, and we fly back out that night. We go nothing but the clothes on our back. We go there and back, and we hit the parks.
Just a backpack of snacks and phone chargers. That's all
Not
we're
even
taking, huh?
not even a backpack.
No backpack.
Clothes on our back.
Just a bottle of water.
Two dads on a mission, chasing magic through the parks. From rope drop to the fireworks, lighting up the dark. Yeah, we're the wildest dads in the wilderness on the ultimate ride. Buckle up, the adventure starts tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you're listening to the wildest dads in the wilderness. I'm Caleb. With me always, my good buddy Landon, and we've got a good one playing tonight. I'm excited about this one. How's it going, brother?
Dude, it's good to be back. Just me and you on the mics. The last couple episodes, we've had some guests come on, and not that, we don't enjoy having guests, but there's something just kind of OG about me and you looking at each other for an hour, talking Disney. I'm glad to have it just me and you on the mics tonight. What
yes,
up?
Sir. No, I am too. Although neither one of us can play the guitar.
No,
Jason, we don't have
can't.
anybody to play our outro. So
Yeah,
that was
solid.
That was, if y'all hadn't listened last week, we had our guest last week played our theme song for us, which was unexpected, but it was Jason, you're the man.
And if
anybody
it
else,
was
if
great.
we got any other musically gifted listeners out there, and you want to make a theme, or not make a theme song, record our theme song and send it to us. I want a whole library.
No, make one too. If y'all got a segment song that y'all wrote, just jam it to us. You might catch yourself on the Wildest Dads podcast, man.
Any of y'all in a band, yeah, come on.
Yeah, we might have some Nashville folks that are writers. Just write us up something sweet.
All right, I stumbled across something by accident, but I'm gonna run it by you here. We've already done we did the 24-hour dirt bike race, big challenge right there. Okay, I've got another.
What? Yes, it was
for you particularly, but I had to stay up way past
my cameraman was out there challenging him too.
Yeah, but here, so I have come across. We got this bachelor trip coming up, so I've been looking at flights. Right, the 24-hour wildest Disney dad day. I don't know what we're going to call it. 24-hour wildest dad day. All right. How much do you think? So here's the plan. We go to Atlanta. We fly out of Atlanta that morning. We can figure out how to get in the parks. We've got enough hookups to do that. And we fly back out that night. And one day, we go nothing but the clothes on our back. We go there and back, and we hit the parks.
Just a backpack of snacks and phone chargers. That's
not
all
even
we're taking,
not even a backpack.
No backpack.
Clothes on our back.
Just a bottle of water.
And I'll tell you why. Because I'm looking at a Frontier flight, and that's how they get you. If you take
a
nothing
backpack on the thing,
not without. I mean, you can pay and take one, but as cheap as we possibly can. You're right. Okay. As cheap as we possibly can. How much? I want to let you take a guess. A round trip flight, direct from Atlanta to Orlando. There and back. How much you think it is?
$200.
$56.
Round trip.
$56 round trip.
Dude, I can't drive to your house and back gas
just
for $56.
Just one carry-on is like, they charge you like $60, and then like a check bag they charge $100. So they get you with the bags.
So don't drink your water. Don't drink no water on the plane. I'm sure
if you're going for a week, they're gonna get you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're going for a day and you got the clothes in your back and a wallet and a cell phone, you can get there back for $56. It's $20 to park at the Atlanta airport.
I got a question for any Frontier high ups that might be listening to the Wildest Dad podcast. Are y'all's pilots licensed? Like, how y'all affording this $56 round trip? I don't afford that. You can't even pay for the jet fuel for that price. That's unbelievable.
I think
I knew it was cheap. I didn't know it was that cheap.
I think most people take bags with them.
Still, $110. I'm $700 deep in a freaking Southwest flight.
Yeah, no kidding. But okay, so that came across my desk, and I was going to send it your way. Now that's not like every day it's $56. It's like if you go on like a Wednesday or Thursday. But you can fly out at 5 a.m. and get there about 7 a.m., spend the day, and then I think the last one leaving's at like 5 p.m. So you're back home before Brody's bedtime.
Mm-hmm. At least back in
And
Atlanta.
we're exhausted. But we're
That
back.
is not bad.
What you
Especially
think?
you can get to hook
I got
up
it
on
pulled
some
up.
park tickets.
We'll hit the button.
Got to get pulled
Do
up. The problem is flying in and out on a Wednesday and then having to work on Tuesday and Thursday. We could get some.
That would suck.
What's the? I mean, the prices can't be that expensive on Saturday. What's the prices on Saturday look like?
I don't know. I didn't get that far. I saw the 56.
I mean, I'd rather pay
and I was
like
I'm bringing it up.
$80 on Saturday.
I mean,
than
think about
56 on Wednesday.
You pay 56 for a flight. We split the parking, which is $20 for the day. So you're at 66 right there. We can find a way into the park. One thing I wasn't sure of, you can take like the Mears bus to a resort for, I think it was $16. You're the one that's done the flying. I haven't. Do you have to prove that you're staying there to do that?
I don't know.
Or like, could you just roll into the Contemporary and then walk over to Magic?
You ought to be able to just. I don't know, honestly. I don't know if when you register for the Mears bus, if you had to have hotel, confirmation then or not. To be honest, I can't remember. Either way, we'll Uber in.
I think we could.
Because by the time you pay the Mears ticket, the thing that's nice with Mears is they're taking care of your luggage. You've got somewhere to store luggage. Whereas if we don't have no luggage, we'll just grab an Uber, and you're tipping your Mears driver as well. So you're tipping the Mears driver as well. So you're $30 deep in a Mears trip. So you get an Uber for that, no problem. Yeah. We're good. We're gravy.
Yeah, I mean,
$100 Disney trip.
Take some snacks. Yeah, we can keep this under 150.
When you look at it, so do you have to get a round trip for it to be a good deal, or can you just fly early in one day and early out the next?
I don't know.
Still
that sounds even better.
You're talking about like a 12-hour challenge.
I was
a
going
24-hour
to make
challenge.
it wild. Yeah. Well, yeah. The problem is that we gotta, we'd have to get to the airport at like 3:30.
Yeah. I'm done.
So
got it.
you gotta leave our
trip.
Right, but so
Sucks.
leaving
It
here
sucks.
at 1:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
Be a rough time.
Waking up a 3-year-old at 1:00 in the morning
Right.
is pretty bad too.
You just have to worry about waking me up.
I can figure this out. We can make this a good 24-hour endurance Disney trip. We'll look into it.
Sweet. Go try some new stuff. Film a little content.
We might have to do it quick though, because I know Spirit Airlines just put a lock on the door pretty quick. So Frontier with that business model might do the same thing.
Hopefully, as long as they don't do it in that one day, we're good.
Yeah, we stuck in Orlando. Not even a toothbrush.
Yeah.
Caleb told me don't even pack no water. It was gonna be a quick trip. Now they ain't got to fly it back.
All right, let's see here. We ready to get into it?
Yeah, what are we gonna call this?
I don't know. I was looking for a drop because I again didn't plan a drop, so we're just.
This is where we're gonna insert one of our phenomenal listeners.
Churros, lighting lanes, and backpacks loaded down. Disney Dad, walking 20,000 steps with a smile.
Yeah, if you got a better idea, that could be you.
You kind of surprised me
for
with that
only
one.
$5.99 an episode.
I just heard you. And I thought you was about to sing me something.
I think we're gonna call this top 10 Disney tours, maybe something along those lines. You got 5, right? So we're gonna hit the Disney tours.
It's not the top 10 either. It's the only 10.
The only 10
all the tours
Disney
off of Disney's
tours.
Events and Tours tab on their website, and we're going to talk a little bit about them.
That's right. And these are like the extra paid add-on stuff that you can do during your park day. And some of them look awesome. I haven't done a ton of these, so I did some serious research. I don't know if this is what you feel like every episode, but this was exhausting. I had to deep dive a lot of stuff I've never looked at.
Yeah, I've done none of these, so I definitely had to do a little bit of research. But I kind of did a different strategy this time. Usually I'm arguing with ChatGPT on my research, and this time I kind of just read through Disney's website, and then I read through a couple, bloggers' websites, and kind of came up with some talking points.
I did the Disney site, and I did YouTube for the most part.
YouTube. The problem with YouTube is you can get so much information off YouTube that you'd be just typing nonstop trying to come up with some notes.
Yeah.
So I stay away from YouTube on this one.
So you want to kick it off? Or you want me to?
I'll kick it off because I got two that are just they're very dull. My first one's going to be the Up Close with Rhinos. Sounds like it might be interesting when you listen to the title, and that's about as far as interesting gets. It's $49 a person. It's an hour long backstage meet and greet with the rhino. Seems like it's kind of like you kind of go through maybe with the tour of the facilities of where they house the rhinos. You get to know them by name, and I think you get to scratch one of them on the back. And $50 out the door.
I'll scratch a rhino on the back.
So I wasn't that impressed with this one when I got to looking into it. I was like, man, legit, I've talked a lot of smack about Animal Kingdom, but you can do this at the Birmingham Zoo for probably not.
You can't scratch a rhino's back at the Birmingham Zoo.
I don't know. Have you looked into it? I bet you they offer a package.
I'll tell you, I don't mind that one. I have a similar one that
it's cheap.
I'll
it's
get
cheap.
to.
It's cheaper than most meals. I'll give it that. So
right, it's a cheap little add-on. Well, I'll tell you what makes it cool to me. In the same one, I'll go ahead. I was not going to start with this one, but I'll go ahead and jump down since they're so similar, and you just did that one. Similar to the Caring for Giants, which sounds like it's basically the same thing, but elephants.
I was going to say, is it giraffes?
No, it's
elephants.
Elephants.
That makes more sense. But
I said the same thing, but I said it's the same thing, but elephants. You go, what's that? Giraffe?
No. I thought it was going to be for giraffes when I knew you were doing it. I was like, I wonder if it's just like this, but with giraffes.
No, it's elephants. One of the videos I watched the Mouselettes. I don't know if you've ever heard of that YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I just come across it, never seen it before. But they went and did that. And in the video, they were talking about how, like you were talking about knowing them by name. One of our favorite shows is the like behind the scenes Animal Kingdom show on Disney Plus. So I've watched all those, and I do know some of the animals by name. So that is kind of cool to, I know, laugh all you want.
Animal Kingdom, boys and girls.
Yeah, go watch the show. It's awesome.
I definitely get it.
I was with you in that of all the ones that I researched, this one did seem not as high end. This one, the Caring for Giants, it lasts an hour. You got to be at least 4 years old. Mine was $39, so about $10 cheaper.
$10 cheaper for,
and it's basically
a bigger beast.
Yeah, bigger beast, less money, value. And they take you backstage. They tell you about all the different elephants. One interesting thing they said, I thought, there's actually 3 different herds of elephants out there. And they like do their best to try and keep them from like crossing paths and stuff. So that's kind of a job in and of itself. And you do, this may go over your head, but the Safari Grandpa Disney the other day, where you got to go out and you got to save Little Red. Little Red was like a baby elephant that the whole storyline was going to save Little Red. They do still have Little Red, and if you go do the Caring for Giants, you get to see Little Red backstage.
So yeah,
that's kind of a cool throwback for folks who remember that stuff.
Better the Giants maybe definitely more value for what you're getting than the Rhinos, but I mean anything backstage is cool. It's stuff that you won't be able to see without that extra add-on, charge. So I haven't done anything backstage either. So all I've seen is off of YouTube and most stuff backstage, I don't think you can carry cameras in. So, I've seen very little backstage stuff, but anything backstage would definitely be cool.
That was kind of the note that I had for this one is that it is the only one on my list that you're not having to full on budget or plan your day around. Like you could show up and
really, so I got,
you're going to say Animal Kingdom a half day park. So you can show up and pay $40 and have a whole new hour-long adventure getting back there.
Yeah, or you could pay $70 and you'll have 2 hours worth of stuff to do. One with rhinos, one with elephants.
Right. Be backstage all day.
I guess it'd be $80, but 90. Yeah. So I'd next time I'm gonna go from like my least favorite to the the coolest. Next, I got the behind the scenes. You can probably talk on this more because I've never even rode Living with the Land. $40 to $50 a person. I don't know why there's
okay.
a
behind the seeds.
behind the scenes. This is the Land Pavilion. Yep, the Land Pavilion. This is also an hour long. I don't have much on this. It's just a backstage walking tour of the Land Pavilion. You get to see the fish farm, the 4 greenhouses that make up that Land Pavilion. I think it's pretty much the Living with the Land ride, hands-on. You know, I think it's just hands-on. I'm sure there's some fun facts with your tour guide and, you know, some Disney knowledge that you would otherwise not receive. But as somebody that's never even rode Living with the Land, I don't know how interesting it would be. But I know Living with the Land does have a pretty good following of people that enjoy the ride, so maybe a good tour to hit.
This is, I think, the only one that we've looked at that I have done. In hindsight, probably should have given you one of these other ones and taken that one. But I am not a Living with the Land apologist. Like I think it's fine to get out of the heat for a little bit. I'm not obsessed with it. I did enjoy the tour though, because I mean, I think what you just mentioned, like you get to go backstage, you get to do the stuff you wouldn't otherwise normally do. And with any of these, I don't want to say any of them, at least with this one, there's enough fun facts and stuff to like,
keep you entertained.
It's worth just get to know. Like I don't remember at this point. I was a kid when I did it, but like how much of that food that they grow on the ride is used throughout the Disney parks. It's like it really sustains all of the restaurants in the Disney parks and stuff. It's not just a ride. Like that's where they're actually growing all the Disney food and stuff like that.
It's Disney's garden.
Yeah, and you get to try some of the food, and you know,
you do
see
get
the
to
fish
try.
farm.
Okay, yeah.
I think we got to eat some peppers or something. So it was pretty interesting. And how much? Did you say how much that one was?
Yeah, like $40 to $50. On Disney website,
I'd say
it has
that's
that
a
$39 to
decent
$49. So I guess depending on the day, Disney's going to maybe jack it up $10. Who knows? But
right, I think that's an interesting value one. I think I would probably pick that over the other two we've talked about.
Rhinos.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go. I had these in an entirely different order, but we already started different, so I'm gonna go same as you. I'm gonna go what I determined to be least to most favorite. So next, I'm gonna go with Savor the Savannah, going back to Animal Kingdom. To me, we haven't done Wild Africa Trek yet. It seemed like a less fun version of the Wild Africa Trek for almost as much money. I watched a short, like a YouTube short from a channel called Court on Main Street, so shout out to them. And I skimmed through a Mammoth Club video and then read the Disney website. It is $199. You got to be at least 8 years old, and it is 2 hours long. So what you do is you hop on a safari truck, and it kind of goes slowly. I mean, you take your normal safari route, but it goes slowly. And they talk about the different animals and that kind of stuff, how they take care of them. You stop at one point and you like meet with a keeper, and you kind of get to watch the giraffes get fed up close and stuff, which I mean, it looks cool. And then you pull up to the little place where, I don't know if you've ever been on a safari and seen like people up there eating. But it's very much like African cuisine, and you do get some like beer and wine. And it's made by like the Tusker House and the Tiffin chefs.
So is this a meal? Like you do this for like a lunch or dinner, I'm assuming?
No, that was the big downside. Was that my kind of takeaway? Court on Main Street was like, yeah, I was kind of expecting this to be a full meal, and it was not. And Mammoth Club said the same thing, but they seemed to enjoy it more. But that one thing they called out was like, hey, if you're not like a big safari nerd, like, and really that's got to be your big draw, is wanting to go slowly through the safari and hear all the facts about animals and stuff. So yeah, wasn't a lot of food, but supposedly the whatever they were serving, it was very African cuisine. Yeah. That's the only place you can get it. You can't go over to Tusker House or Tiffin's, even though it's their chefs, and get that same food. That's kind of the only pairing of stuff you can get. So if you're a foodie or super into animals, you might could do it. But we'll get to Wild Africa Trek on my next one, and that one seems a little bit better to me for not as much money. But
Now, are
I'll
we
hold off for your next one.
eating inside or out? Because that kind of make a difference too. If you're
It's on you're eating on the safari.
okay,
So there is
So,
if
not
if
an
you-
enjoyable experience in the middle of summertime because you're already hot on the, on your
Well, I think there's. I
ride
mean,
vehicle
not on the
and-
not on the ride vehicle. It's
No,
so
I
when the
know, I
ride
know, but still.
ride vehicle's driving through, there's like a hut, and they have tables and fans, and
fans. Yeah,
like I think it's probably okay.
steep
You
though.
get to watch
$200
the
is
animals.
steep.
Yeah, no, that's
I guess you're paying
that
for the
felt-
food. Like that's part
and
of
for
it.
2 hours, that felt like a lot. Well, I'll go ahead and spoil it a little bit. Wild Africa Trek also has food, so
Okay.
yeah. Well,
Sounds like they
I'll
kinda
let you
gotta-
hit your next one, and then we'll come back.
So yeah, in researching this, and as soon as you get on Disney's website and you read through these tours, most of them are in Animal Kingdom. My next one's going to be the Starlight Safari, $9 a person. You got to be over eight or over. It's a 1 hour tour after dark. It sounds like it's pretty much the safari ride, but you got night vision devices. I'm assuming night vision goggles or some type of night vision. You'll see the the zebras, giraffes, antelopes, wildebeest. But it's at night. It seems like a pretty cool tour. $90 a person, not bad.
That's not bad at all.
It seems like these really fun events do kind of seem like they're about $100 an hour, from the going rate. But yeah, I'd be interested to see, kind of once it gets dark, the animals come out, how much you can really see with your night vision.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think that one's actually at Animal Kingdom Lodge. So I think that'd be a little bit different, different scenery than what you're used to if you've ridden the safari a million times.
Yeah, I don't have that, but that might be accurate because you just said it's a
I'm
tour
pretty
of
sure
Disney's
it is.
African savannah. So
Yeah,
no,
I've
you're
looked
right.
into
You're
it
right. You're
before.
right because you meet at Kidani. That's right. 100%.
Mhm.
Yeah, you meet at Kidani.
No, that one seems like fun though. No, I was saying I would take that over, said Caring for
Yeah.
Giants and the other one were good value. I'd pay an extra $40-$50 to turn that into a nighttime safari for sure. All right, I'll go ahead and hit the Wild Africa Trek. This one has always been on my bucket list. I watched a video from Dad Sees World on YouTube. Solid video.
Shout out.
Shout out. This one you've got to be at least 8 years old, and you've got to be at least 48 inches tall. It's $229, so $30 more than the Savor the Savannah. And it's a lot more hands-on. If you've ever got on the safari and you're pulling over like the hippos and crocodiles, there's a big rickety bridge right there. You put on like a vest and
That's
a
why the height
zip-on thing.
requirement. I was trying to figure out
Yeah.
why the height requirement.
Yeah, you got to put on a harness and all that. So you got to walk over that bridge. You stand at the edge of the hippo thing. You get to watch the hippos being fed. And then after you do all that, you hop on a truck and you do the same. It basically sounds like it then turns into the Savor the Safari. You get on a truck and you kind of go through like your leisurely drive and you stop like halfway through and you have a snack at the hut, which the food may not be exactly the same, but from the video, it looked very similar. So it kind of sounds like the Savor the Safari, but you get to add in like the crocodile bridge and feeding hippos and like some actual like hiking through the safari stuff, which would float my boat personally a lot better than the other stuff. So Wild Africa Trek on up there for me.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like the best option for safari touring.
Yeah.
From our three available.
Assuming you got
It is a more pricey
$229.
one. It is a more pricey
Yeah.
one, but none of the stuff's
And
cheap.
you got 3 hours.
Yeah. I'm done with Animal Kingdom.
You've been done with Animal Kingdom for as long as I've known you.
No, I'm gonna give it a go. But for this week's episode, I am done with Animal Kingdom. I'm headed to Fort Wilderness with the
Let's go.
Wilderness Back Trail Adventure. $100, $90 to $99 a person. You do have to be 16 years of age or older. This is a exploration of Fort Wilderness on a Segway. It's a 2-hour adventure. It starts off with like a 30-minute kind of instructional how-to class on how to even maneuver the Segway, because as soon as you head off on your adventure, you're going from like paved paths to woodland trails, as Disney's website explains it. It's a 5-mile tour around Fort Wilderness. I think the cool thing is you get to see Bay Lake, but you also get to see the Tri-Circle D Ranch.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently this is where they house the horses that do the carriage on Main Street.
Mm-hmm.
Tour guides are full of fun facts, according to reviews I read. Never done the actual tour, but yeah, Fort Wilderness. It'd be a cool way to explore Fort Wilderness. I've always... You seem a little more fired up about camping at Fort Wilderness than I do, but I think it's a awesome vibe. I think it would be a really cool... I've never even heard about this until we started planning for this episode. I think I'd be down to spend $100 for a Segway tour, a couple hours just chilling.
I've seen people doing it when we stayed there, and so the Tri-Circle D Ranch. I didn't see it under tours. I guess it'd be classified as something else. You can go horseback riding out there.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been on a horseback riding tour at Fort Wilderness, where one of my horses was a former parade horse.
Okay.
And basically it retired, and they put it out there for...
So you basically rode down Main Street during the parade?
Basically.
Okay.
Basically what
That's
I thought.
Freaking sweet. I didn't know that about you, man.
It was dope. But, I remember seeing people, like, setting up on Segways and all that kind of stuff. And
apparently there's a sweet, like, photo op spot at the Bay Lake, whatever you want to call it. Not really a rest area, but a kind of just a photo op spot where they'll take a break at the Bay Lake. So
yeah. And Fort Wilderness is one of those we've talked about that's just massive. So
yeah,
I think that would be awesome.
We have a 5-mile loop on a Segway. I did have some negative reviews saying that they keep it in like crawl mode. So for all you adrenaline junkies who think you're gonna get a spike with a Segway at Disney, think again. It is on slow mode, but
you ain't hitting the Segway ramp.
Apparently not, because there were some folks on the reviews fired up about that. But oh well.
Fair enough. All right, next one on my list. I've also entirely left Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, about time.
I watched a video from Bahama Llama Coral on YouTube. Another excellent video. Solid name, solid dude. Thank you, Bahama Llama. The Epcot Seas Adventure Dive Quest. And this one looks sick. You've got to be at least 10 years old, and I guess the kicker on this one, you've got to be already scuba certified. So you've got to have your certification with you. That's one where we'd have to hit up our guy Casey, see if we can get scuba certified. I think when we had that episode, if y'all hadn't heard it, our episode with Casey Barrick a while back, he has done this before, and it's 200. It does a range 229 to 249. One of the cool things about this one though is if you're just visiting or whatever, you actually don't have to have a park ticket. I think this was the only one where you actually meet outside. And they bring you in through like a back door. You go diving and then you come back out. So I guess if you're a local or something wanting to do it and you don't have an annual pass, you can still go get this done without having to buy a park ticket. It is 2 hours total, and 40 minutes of that is like underwater dive time. So you kind of go on a tour of the backstage of the aquarium, and they tell you about how a lot of the stuff works. Like it talked about how they have like a giant lift in case of emergencies. They need to get one of the huge, whales or dolphins or whatever to the vet, like if something's happened. And then they do have a videographer that dives with you. So, and it's like an extra $40 or something. You can get the footage of you diving for, did I say you dive for 40 minutes? So 40 minutes of dive time. And then afterwards, you've got showers and lockers and stuff if you want to go back to the park. So you can go get showered off and put your normal clothes back on and go out into the park if you had a park ticket. But I thought that one seemed pretty awesome. And I think you can see the people in the aquarium and the Coral Reef restaurant. Right? From Nemo, from walking around the aquarium, and from the restaurant. It sounded like that's all kind of connected. But one thing, I guess this guy was calling out, he seemed like an experienced diver versus like diving out in the wild. It's at all times the perfect conditions, perfect visibility. Like if you're actually wanting to see sea creatures and stuff, there's no, maybe I will, maybe I won't. Like
Yes, it's
you're
wild
gonna
to
do
me
it.
they don't kind of offer a quick how-to certification for what you're going to be doing. Essentially all you really need to be trained on is how to, breathe through the mask and kick your feet. So kind of stinks you got to be certified for diving before you even show up, but definitely would be something that would be cool.
SeaWorld does one of those. I know Kathleen used to work at, my wife used to work at SeaWorld. They've got one where you put on one of those giant like diving helmets, and it's got a hose that goes up to the surface, and you can like walk along the bottom. Where like obviously you don't have to be certified in anything, but well, yeah, it would be cool if they do something like that.
Yeah, that definitely is a cool one. I've literally been like sitting there looking at divers, not even realizing that those are like paid. It's a paid tourist. Like, I don't know what they're doing in there, but they're in there. So
Every once in a while, Mickey goes diving in there. You ever seen
does
that?
he? No.
Yeah. Man, no, it's awesome looking. Dude'll dive on down there.
So this is our last one.
Yeah, we cooked through
Our
these,
last
man.
one. Yeah. All right. So this next one is definitely going to be the one that I'm going to need to read a little bit about as I'm going over it, just so I don't miss anything. But it's also going to be the one where we wear our skipper and main shirts too, because I'm doing the private VIP tours.
So let's go.
And so
Skipper, and before we get there, Skipper and Maine, by the way, did talk to Andrew a little bit earlier, and they got a new drop coming, which
let me tell you all about the design. No, I'm just kidding.
can't tell you what it is yet.
It's actually
we got to see it, and it looked pretty sweet. So
yeah,
stay
y'all
tuned.
hang on. So these VIP tours, they are definitely at the top echelon of pricing. There's not a fixed price. Why, I don't know. I'm sure it's season based and kind of.
Interesting.
It's $450 up to $950
That's a
per
range.
per hour.
Per hour.
Per hour.
All right.
Minimum of 7 hours. You can do up to 10 hours. So you're starting at $3,150 minimum. That is for the party. So if you have 10 guests, pricing is not terrible, but you do have to have a valid theme park admission ticket.
Is there a limit to how many guests you can have?
10 up to 10. Yeah.
Up to 10? Okay.
Mhm. FYI, can't book
Jeez.
online. You do have to call. I guess they want to know you're serious. So you do have to call and speak with somebody.
Seriously, see if you sound rich.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of crazy too. You buy this VIP tour. It kind of makes sense because the whole party's paying, the price, but every person in the party has to have that non-included theme park ticket.
Right.
So you get your private VIP tour guide. This guy kind of acts as a chauffeur / go-getter / anything you need. I did read reviews online that said if you have maybe a 2-day setup for this VIP tour and you don't really mesh with your tour guide the first day, you can request a change. Be kind of awkward, but
It's got to be a tough blow.
One of the cool things about the VIP tours, you get a special opportunity to purchase VIP merchandise in Magic Kingdom. It's
Interesting.
not anything given away. It's very VIP designed, VIP about everything I saw. Another cool thing about the Magic Kingdom, you get a special VIP viewing area for the fireworks show, which ought to be you would definitely expect that with the price. Depending on if you have, I guess, park hopper admission tickets, you can take luxury SUVs in between parks. No more monorails or buses or Skyliner. You get actually looks like a Wagoneer or some type of big SUV. Access to the backstage definitely seems like one of the prime time things, as you're going to kind of more about these underground pathways to kind of shortcut Magic Kingdom than I do, but there's no opportunity for video or pictures. They're pretty strict about that, but you do get a lot of backstage access. A lot of people said that the one of the biggest goes about the VIP tour is, you're headed to, wherever you're going to go ride, Space Mountain. You can tell your VIP tour guide, I'd like a coffee after this, and after the ride's over, he's got you coffee, might have a Mickey churro, anything waiting that you might want, a pretzel. A lot of people were talking about it. It was really nice just not having to go wait in line for your snacks and drinks and stuff like that. So what I found interesting is I've always thought VIP tours was a tour that took you to the very front of every single ride, no waiting in lines. And there might be some listeners that can argue with this, but every review I read, not every review, but any review that was talking about it, said that you get pretty much lightning lane access to every ride. If there's a line at the lightning lane, you do have to wait outside of a few rides that maybe there's a backstage, a pathway to the very front of the line. You do get to skip those lines, but I don't know. I always just thought that there was a no waiting in line portion to this VIP tours for $5,000. You would think you don't have to wait in line at all, but
I mean, waiting in the lightning lane line ain't that bad.
Yeah, but for $5,000, you don't want to wait in the lightning lane line.
You
could buy the what's the lightning lane, the ultimate pass, whatever it is, for a lot cheaper than $5,000.
You ain't wrong.
But a lot of people were pretty confused on the tipping portion of this.
Okay.
Because I mean, you guys, whatever it may be, a $7,500 VIP tour, even if you tip 10%, that's still $750 tip. So that was a lot of people were like, we really don't know how to tip on this. That was a negative. About every review I read was like, man, the tipping is kind of like, you've already paid all this money, but you still need to tip the tour guide. So it is an added expense on top of your park ticket and your VIP tour costs. So seems pretty cool. Nothing that I'm interested in currently. Just it's a little too bougie for what we're doing. But if you ever got
that'd definitely be one where you got to have 10 people.
Yeah, and it's not that expensive. It is, but look at maybe $500 a person. It's not terrible
for what you get. I mean, yeah, and you don't have to go pick up any of your own snacks, and you're going to lightning lane everywhere. And
from what I could pick up on it, the snacks and coffees and drinks were free. They weren't paying for them. I'm assuming that was built into the price.
Okay.
Yeah, everything I read was pretty much, I got a Mickey pretzel, and it was just free. So
interesting. All right, my last one on here. This one easily to me seemed like what would be my favorite and the best value. I couldn't believe how affordable, I guess it was, compared to some of these other ones. It was the Keys to the Kingdom tour. And I watched a video from Paging Mr. Morrow on this one.
That's my guy.
I know you've.
That's
I know
my
you have.
guy. Yeah.
This is the first Paging Mr. Morrow I've ever watched.
Really? Ever?
Yeah. Never seen him. Was really good though. So he went on this tour. You can't film on it. So he went on the tour, and then as soon as it was done, he hopped off and went and walked as much as he could back through it and talked about everything they did. Which, I mean, the dedication, unreal. So $169. So, I mean, cheaper than most of these other ones that we've talked about. And this is a 5-hour walking tour. So cheaper and longer. You do have to be at least 16 years old. And basically, like, the heart of the tour is like Disney history. Like, you're walking around, they're telling you like how the park was made, why things were done the way that they were, just all the fun facts and stuff.
This is Magic Kingdom, right?
Yeah, through Magic Kingdom. All that kind of stuff that we bring up. I think most people know it because of the Keys to the Kingdom tour. So everybody gets a listening device so that you can hear the tour guide as they're walking through, and they've got like a little microphone. And so I don't know if they have different times that they start. The one he was doing was before the park opened. So you're walking down Main Street and all that, and the park's not open yet. And says they talked about the history and everything. They walked over and they got on Jungle Cruise. Park wasn't open yet. Didn't have a Jungle Cruise skipper. It was just their tour guide piloting the boat. And instead of it being jokes and stuff, it was like the history of the Jungle Cruise and why they did certain things.
Well, that's
all
kind
that
of a
kind
cool
of stuff.
little.
Yeah, I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
Hop off, did some stuff with like Pirates of the Caribbean and Tiki Room. And then lunch is included in it. So they sat down and they ate at Pecos Bill's. And they walked backstage over there by Big Thunder Mountain. And they saw a lot of the like parade floats and the nighttime pageant. Evidently the water runs all the way back there. The nighttime pageant, like parade floats were back there too. Okay. Got to see all that stuff like up close. and then went over and rode Haunted Mansion. I was unaware of that. They walked in through the servants' quarters entrance, which is through the exit. Like you go through the exit, but then you go through a room, which is the servants' quarters. And it's like a whole nother themed room that I've never seen before.
That's not
That,
part of the normal ride, huh?
No. And so, and I don't know what he pulled off, but he was like, hey, I'm going to go back there. I'm going to see if they'll let me go through it again. He just walked over there on his own, and he was like, yeah, they said I could go through. So he went and rode the ride again, and he walked through the servants' quarters again. So he did video all that, and it was really cool. Went down in the utilidors, walked through the tunnels and stuff. Got a tour of that.
That's a word I can never remember.
So I mean, overall, that seems like the tour to do, in my opinion. $169. You get 5 hours, lunch is included, and you're just getting the whole Magic Kingdom history, basically.
I'm guessing you'd about to have to. You'd at least have part of your tour when the park was closed. I mean, if you started it early, even if you started at 7, you're not done till lunch, and then if you started after lunch, you're gonna be. I mean, the park will still be open, but it'll be dark. So, yeah, that's a long tour.
No doubt.
I like it.
It's cool. So if you were to actually pick one or two of these, including taking price into consideration, what do you think you would,
I don't know. I don't have 5 hours to kill for a walk around tour, to be honest, on my trips, and with family involved. I think my best bet would maybe, probably hit Epcot for like a couple marks, and then we're headed to Fort Wilderness for the Segway tour. I think that'd be a fun hour-long adventure.
That would be pretty sweet. Segway tour, and then go hit your Hoop-Dee-Doo review.
Yeah.
That'd be a good time.
So I think I guess I don't know. I'm not that interested in the Animal Kingdom stuff, really. Just
Mother Nature, life, it's not my thing.
Yeah, the backstage safari stuff would be cool to see, but I don't really like float my boat. So probably exploring Fort Wilderness. That's what I go with. What about you?
Hold on.
Keys to the Kingdom.
Keys to the Kingdom.
I would love to do that. Like I said, I just don't have the 5 hours.
That's our Wildest Dad Day. We can find our way into the park. Let's go do the Keys to the Kingdom tour.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the only thing that takes away the luster of that a little bit for me is just the fact, having worked there, I've been in the utilidors. That would
from
still
an
be
outsider,
a cool thing.
that would be sweet. Yeah, from an outsider, that'd be sweet.
That would still be really cool to go back. Like I'm not downplaying it, but I've done it, so that would. So I'd be between that and the Wild Africa Trek. I think that'd be pretty cool. And obviously the dive quest would be awesome. I'm just not scuba certified.
Not certified.
I'm not really putting that on the list of can do at the moment, but
so
overall that was I enjoyed researching those. I mean, I've always known that they existed, but I've never really deep dived into any of them. Besides, I've done the behind the scenes, which was and that was one I didn't even plan in advance. It was like we got off Soarin', and my mom was like, "Oh, what's that desk over there?" And went and talked to him and was like, "Oh, y'all are going on a go. I just paid for it. You're going on a tour." So
it's definitely
easy to do.
All of the stuff. I'd heard of Keys to the Kingdom, didn't know what it was. I obviously knew about the VIP tours. I did know that there was a actual safari adventure that you could pay to go on. Didn't know what that looked like until we started talking about this episode and planning for this episode. And I do realize that anybody listening could get on Disney's website and pretty much read everything we talked about and get your information. But we thought this would be a good episode to listen to.
I mean, that's you can get truth with anything we do.
Some of you have to figure out what kind of prompt I use on ChatGPT to get that info.
You don't know who'd be the best running back.
Neither do I, apparently, anyway. But yeah, it's a good hour episode. Learn about all 10 tours that are on Disney's website. What more could you ask for from the dads?
There you go. We got you covered.
Now we'll be listening
else you want
and
to
looking. Yeah, we'll be listening and we'll be watching for somebody to post your video right here.
That was amazing.
Absolutely.
That was an
Guys, give
incredible
us a
idea.
follow wherever you get your podcasts. You know the drift, whether it's Apple or Spotify. Subscribe on Instagram. Shoot us a DM, comments, a podcast episode that you would want us to do. We're taking advice. And check out Skip and Remain. Be on the lookout. You'll like what's coming next. Until next time on the Wildest Dads in the Wilderness. See ya.
See y'all.